Alright guys, UFC Fight Night, Cannonier versus Borralho just finishing, guys. This was an absolute mid-card. If I had to rate this card, this was a 4 out of 10. But motherfuckers, I'm still here to go ahead and review this for you guys. So like the video, subscribe. 7 likes is all I'm asking for now, guys. I'm not going to waste any of your time. Let's go ahead and get into the first fight. We have Wang Cong versus Victoria Leonardo. Now, guys, I missed this fight. This was the first fight of the night, guys. How did I miss this fight, you might ask? This fight literally lasted only 10 seconds. I don't know who this Wang Kong girl is, but I'm ready to see her. Her after performance on the mic was absolutely beautiful. This girl acknowledged that she beat Valentina Shevchenko. She acknowledged that she's willing to face her again and beat her again. She also acknowledged that, why am I in the prelims? Why am I the opening act? I should be in the main card. I should be the main event. So I like this Wang Kong girl, and this is a girl that we should look out for, and this girl might be a tough night out for a lot of these girls in the women's flyweight division. So look out for this girl right here. Now, next up, we are in the women's bantamweight division. We have Jacqueline Cavalcanti versus Nunes. Now, guys, I will be butchering a lot of these names, so don't go ahead and laugh at me. But you guys know what I'm saying. Now, guys, Nunes, I don't know what judge in what world gave her a 30-27 card, but that was absolutely frustrating to see because what are you watching in a fight that I'm not seeing, it feels like? What made you give Nunes a 30-27 performance? All Nunes did was make reckless shots every time she rushed in. Literally, she rushed in without strategy, and Cavalcanti was just able to pick in good strikes from there. Wasn't even the best strikes that she sniped in, but Nunes was just leaving her head open so much. It was like, how can you miss these strikes? So for that reason alone, I didn't understand why the judge gave Nunes a 30-27 scorecard. That mind boggled me. Alright guys, we have Borshchev versus Llontop. Guys, like I said, I will be butchering the names. But Llontop started the fight throwing some pretty good placed leg kicks. Trying to control the distance early on, put in that work. But Borshchev came alive in the second round, turning up with pressure, giving them powerful punches that forced Llontop to adjust. Both fighters battled for dominance within that second round. Both fighters was looking to go ahead and find and really lead the dance of the fight. Llontop showed resilience going into the final round of that fight, but when it was all said and done, Borshchev aggressions seemed like that won him the fight. Both these fighters, in my opinion, this is fight of the night. Both these fighters are two guys that you should go ahead and look for. And be wary of these guys. These guys could be a contender at some point if these guys go ahead and improve on their game. Llontop and Borshchev, probably one of the better fights in the card. Give those dudes a round of applause. Next fight up, we have Reese versus Medina. Now, guys, Medina came out of this fight starting pretty strong. And to my surprising, Reese was able to go ahead and overcome that storm that Medina brought. Now, this was a high-action first round, and within that same first round, Reese was able to cut open Medina, if I'm not mistaken, with the elbow onto the floor. Both those dudes gave a tough round one. Going to round two of this fight, it was a slower paced round two compared to round one, but both those guys came in, found their moments within the fight. Both guys tried to lead the dance. But within round three of the fight, both these dudes were absolutely exhausted. They were gassed. They were done. Once Reese were able to take Medina down to the floor, it seems like that was the story of the fight, and that was the end of the fight. Reese ends up taking a win versus Medina. And to be honest, that first round showed a lot for me with Reese. Reese is a go-getter. He's a guy that wants it. He just has to keep his cardio and his condition up to par and know when to really pick his strikes and really know when to choose his strikes, Next fight up, we have Buzukja versus Marshall. Now, guys, round one was pretty boring, let's be honest. Nothing happened. But in round two, Buzukja got hit with a strong hook, but he managed to survive and stay alive, which was surprising. Both fighters had some good moments in this round. Towards the end, Buzukja started to wake up and fight better. In round three, Buzukja tried to take control, but it wasn't enough for the win. Now, this was a dogfight. This was a dogfight between two fighters that really wanted that win. Wasn't enough for both these fighters to really show like, okay, who is this guy? I want to know who this guy is. But both these fighters put up a good fight. And that just was that. You know, they just put up a good fight. Is it one of those fights where I'm interested to see you fight again? No. And these are the type of fights that you want to put in the fans' mind. So this fight right here, I'm not really putting too much stock into it. The winner of the fight just won the fight. And he's just going to move on. And, that's just all it is. Didn't really think too much of the fight. But to me, this next fight is the fight of the night, in my opinion. We have Shahbazyan versus Meerschaert. Now, guys, I'm probably saying his name wrong. I'm probably saying both their names wrong. I really don't give a fuck. But in round one, it wasn't very exciting. I'm going to go ahead and start off and be very blunt. But in round two, Shahbazyan hit Meerschaert with a hard right hook. And Meerschaert got hit over 30 times on the floor. I don't know how he even survived being on the floor, because after he got hit with the right hook and got dropped to the floor, it was to a point where Shahbazyan was just going ahead and started throwing strikes, and it was like a back and forth between Meerschaert just going ahead, going into sprawl, and just trying to go ahead and get out of there. But it was just non-stop strikes that was just going his way. To my surprising, he didn't give up, and this showed that Meerschaert was just super brave, because he didn't give up on the fight. And by him not giving up on the fight, he was able to go ahead and get a triangle choke on Shahbazyan, which was like a huge upset in my opinion. Which was a huge upset, because Shahbazyan was supposed to go ahead and beat Meerschaert. So for Meerschaert to go out and get him with the arm triangle, give this man a beer, go ahead and talk about it at the bar with this dude. Everybody clap him up, give him some hookers, give him some girls. He deserves it for the night. This dude is an absolute warrior, absolute savage. Came out with the win and won. Now, guys, another fight that, man, it hurt my heart watching. This was Magny versus Mal Morales. Now, the Haitian sensation, Magny, I hate watching him lose the fight. I hate watching him lose. I just want to see him win. We're both Haitians. I can't have my Haitian lose the fight. You know what I'm saying? But in this scenario right here, man, Magny, he showed early in the fight that those leg kicks from Morales hurt. It hurt. So once you seen that it hurt, my boy Magny went for the wrestling, which I thought was a great idea, to go ahead and take away the leg kicks. But it was like he wasn't prepared and he wasn't aware, because it was no way, shape, or form Morales was supposed to hit you with a spinning elbow and get a whole bunch of strikes off you and then finish you off with a TKO. So Morales ends up going ahead and advancing in his career, and Magny takes another step back, which hurts for me to see and it hurts for me to say. The Haitian sensation, it's been too good in this sport for him to be losing like this, and I hope to see him bounce back and get on a win streak, man. Come on, Haitian sensation, let's wake up. Next fight up, we have, hold on guys, let me check who are the next fighters. We have Valentin versus Loder. Now, both fighters did some really good grappling. This was that type of fight where the grappling exchanges on both these fighters was superb. I wouldn't say superb, because you've seen some good superb grappling, like Arman Tsarukyan and Islam. But it was a pretty good grappling exchange between these two. At some point within the fight, Valentin almost got a rear naked choke in the first round. But he couldn't lock it in. In the second round, Loder finished the fight by trapping Valentin in a crucifix, and at this point of the fight, my Wi-Fi cut off, but he ended up trapping him in the crucifix and ended up hitting him with some tough elbows. Now, the crucifix is my favorite position in the UFC. If you can hit somebody in that position and have them gush and bleed like how my boy did it, you got my respect. So shout out to my boy Valentin for winning that fight. And the next fight up, we have Angela Hill versus Tabitha Ricci. Now, guys, I thought Angela Hill got robbed, but I'm not mad at the result, because Angela Hill didn't really sustain that win where you could be like, okay, she got robbed. But it was one of those situations where it was gonna go down to the third round. Both these fighters put on a high-paced fight. Both these fighters should get fight of the night because this was probably the best fight of the night. Both these girls brought the absolute smackdown to each other. And I'm not mad at the winner or the loser of these fights because I feel like both these girls won the fight. I just felt like if I was a judge, I'd probably give the edge over Angela Hill. But Tabitha Ricci is looking so splendid. I'm probably saying the word wrong, but I'm saying every goddamn word wrong, goddamn it. Like the video, subscribe. Last but not least, we have the main event. Jacqueline Cavalcanti versus Borralho. Now, guys, in round one, Borralho started off so strong by kicking Cannonier legs. And I thought that was going to be the whole dynamic of the fight, but it wasn't. He also used his jabs well to start off the fight. Snappy jab. But in round two, Jared Cannonier was able to go ahead and get Borralho wobbled. Made him wobbly. Talking about his knees was hitting the wobble. And I thought Jared Cannonier, the guy on UFC 5 with 98 punch power, was going to go ahead and knock him out. But he didn't. And by round three, the cobwebs was cleared. Borralho was good. Borralho ended up hitting Jared Cannonier with a tough shot. And by round four, it was a super close round. It could have went either way. And by round five, Borralho ended up hitting Jared Cannonier with a 1-2, and it seemed like Borralho had won the fight at that point once he dropped him with a 1-2, and led the fight on the floor for that final minute after he dropped him with the 1-2, and that was it for Jared Cannonier. Now, guys, as much as I hate seeing the Haitian sensation lose, I hate seeing Jared Cannonier lose too, because I have a lot of hopes for this man. This man is 40 years old, still fighting, still showing. It's like for some reason Jared Cannonier just can't really pull that trigger. It's like he just can't do it for some odd reason. Like if Jared Cannonier just pulled the trigger and just went, just go, I feel like he'll be way better. But it's like he'll throw a 1-2 piece combination very strong, and that's it. Why not throw 4 strong piece combinations together? You know? But I don't know what's Jared Cannonier gonna be doing after losing to Borralho. I don't know what the next fight to make for him. To be honest, it's tough. It's tough. Borralho moves up. Dude reminds me a lot of Paulo Costa. And I believe this dude's gonna be a title contender. He might be able to fight for the belt, but I don't ever see this dude being a champion, motherfucks. Just don't ever see it. All in all, this was a mid card. Nothing really that crazy to say about it. Had to rate it a 4 out of 10. But sons of bitches, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already though. 7 likes is all I'm asking for. This is my UFC Fight Night Jared Cannonier Borralho review. I'm out, motherfucker.